As the creative side of DC Studios, James Gunn is carefully crafting his DC Bible for the next 10 years. Let's discuss which characters are going to stay and which may get recast. As James Gunn finishes Guardians of the Galaxy Legacy over at the Marvel side, he is carefully crafting his DC Bible. He says, "Right now I'm creating the plan for the next 10 years of DC movies, while simultaneously fulfilling my responsibilities to the stuff I've already made, as I will be doing until May." But of course that doesn't mean he's going to wait until Volume 3 comes out. He is crafting the DC Bible now to turn in to the Warner Brothers Discovery team. And in concerns to when we'll get to see that slate, well, he said this: "I will miss my friends at CCXP 22 this year, one of my favorite places in the world, but I am sadly too busy finishing putting together the DC slate as well as finishing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I miss you guys and hope you have the best time ever." So we won't be hearing the new DC slate yet, but let's discuss some of the characters and the actors that will probably be in this new DC slate. Now, I am primarily focused on films, but these characters could definitely show up in TV as well. Now, we already know he teased new characters like Mr. Terrific, Batmite, Deadman, etc., but let's get into the characters that we've already seen. First off, it's pretty easy to say that the Suicide Squad, or, the remaining members of the Suicide Squad, will probably appear in the new DC slate, including Peacemaker and his team as well. And that also means that Viola Davis as Amanda Waller will have a huge presence in the DC slate. But because we kind of knew that Deathstroke was going to be in the Suicide Squad, not Bloodsport, it could be safe to assume that Joe Manganiello will reprise his role as Deathstroke. I'm also wondering if the Birds of Prey characters will continue as well. What about Black Adam and the Justice Society? Well, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Black Adam didn't do so well in the box office, but seeing that he has already appeared in the current DC, it's safe to assume that he'll probably be Black Adam. But because it won't be a Dwayne Johnson show, he'll likely have to play ball with James Gunn. The Justice Society will also probably be part of the DC slate, and they'll also include new members like Mr. Terrific. And the co-head of DC Studios, Peter Safran, is the producer of Shazam. It's very likely that Zachary Levi will reprise his role as Shazam, including the kids as well. Blue Beetle is coming out next year, and we don't know the reception for that movie yet, but if it does well, then definitely they'll have Blue Beetle as part of the DC slate. Now, some of the safe bets is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. She had a successful Wonder Woman 1, she was awesome in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I don't think the reception of Wonder Woman 1984 hampered our view of her as Wonder Woman, so I have no doubts she's going to be Wonder Woman in the future for the DC slate. Jason Momoa will definitely probably be coming back as Aquaman, not only because Peter Safran produced that one as well, but Jason Momoa is Aquaman, and we all love him as Aquaman. Though some questions have come up on whether he'll also be Lobo, which could be the case. I mean, they could really put a lot of makeup on him as Lobo, but that one we'll have to wait and see. Now, I believe Henry Cavill is back as Superman, whether or not he has a full contract yet. I believe almost everybody on this list has no contract really, because we just don't know what's on the DC slate yet. How do they sign up for multiple roles if they don't know how many roles they'll have? So I 100% believe Henry Cavill will indeed be Superman. And since it's rumored that he's going to be in The Flash alongside Sasha Calle as Supergirl, it seems very likely that Sasha Calle will appear as Supergirl in the future as well. And because Henry Cavill as Superman is back, that means everything from him existed, meaning General Swanwick was there, and hopefully they do consider Zack Snyder's Justice League as canon. I do believe that Harry Lennox will continue as Martian Manhunter. Batman is a very interesting question, as Batman fans are literally fighting on who is going to be the DCU Batman. Now, in the current DCU, and by the time we watch the Flash movie, both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton will be Batman. Now, whether or not Michael Keaton continues off from the Flash role, we'll have to wait and see, but I don't think it's likely he's going to be the DCU Batman, as he is 70 plus years old, and by the time the 10 years over, he's going to be 80. It seems a lot more likely that Ben Affleck would continue as Batman. but that's only if he wants to. They could bring in Robert Pattinson as the younger Batman, but seeing that his world is much different from the DCU, it doesn't seem likely that Robert Pattinson would be the DCU Batman. He'll probably continue being the Batman in his own little universe. But seeing that David Zaslav is encouraging James Gunn to try to connect everything, the main DCU Batman will be questionable, at least for now. Ezra Miller is still the Flash, and rumors that the movie did very well in test screening. Warner Bros. Discovery is very confident in the Flash movie. If we don't hear a lot of negativity around Ezra Miller, I believe Ezra Miller will continue as the Flash for the future. Now, one of the elephants in the room is Green Lantern, and James Gunn have seemingly confirmed that Green Lantern will definitely be in the DC slate. Of course he will. I mean, this is DC. How could you not have a Green Lantern? The question is whether or not he continues the Greg Berlanti project of having Jessica Cruz and Jon Stewart being the Green Lanterns for that series on HBO Max. Or is it a movie now? I don't know. Yes, Wayne T. Carr didn't actually appear as Green Lantern in the movie, but a lot of people know about him now as being the Jon Stewart Green Lantern. James Gunn may approach Wayne T. Carr or allow him in part of the audition process. Maybe. Or will he go back further and grab the Hal Jordan from a while ago? Ryan Reynolds played the Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern movie years ago, though James Gunn may choose to recast all the Lanterns instead. The other character that we are wondering if he's going to return is Cyborg. Ray Fisher played Cyborg in Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League. But because of the whole situation with the previous DC Films president Walter Hamada, Ray Fisher opted out of being in future DC movies as long as Walter Hamada's name is attached. But because Walter Hamada is gone and any project that James Gunn makes will not have Walter Hamada's name on it, Ray Fisher could return as Cyborg for the future DCU. James Gunn may not want to bring up the controversy, so he may recast Cyborg too. Now, this is just a small list of characters that will probably end up in the DCU slate, as James Gunn is actively working on bringing 10 years of DC content to DC fans.